Hello, Michelle from mycrazyworkout.com. I am not doing a workout video this morning. I am going to talk to you about why I went from the Fitbit Surge to the Apple Series 2 watch. So little pro and con on my experience with them. Now I've had the Fitbit Surge for 2 years, and I've only had the Apple Watch for a month now, but I wanted to just give you a little background information and pros and cons on what I like and what I dislike. When you see it in the video, you'll now see me wearing my Apple Watch instead of the Fitbit. So let's start with price. Fitbit Surge, $250. That's the MSRP on it. Go to the store, go to the website, that's what you're gonna pay, $250. Apple Series 2 watch, it's the newest one. It is, I got it on sale from Best Buy. It was on sale, it was $299. So you can get them at a reasonable price, $25 more than the Fitbit Surge. If you watch for them to go on sale, they do run specials periodically and you can get it for a pretty good price. Otherwise, it's like $360 if you pay full retail price for it. I won't pay full retail price for it. I did with the Fitbit, and let me explain the Fitbit first, because the Fitbit was the first one that I started with. So when I chose the Fitbit, the Apple Watch was just in the first generation. The Fitbit Surge has a GPS built in. It has a heart rate monitor built into the wrist, so you can do the radial heart rate on there, which means you don't need to wear a chest strap. And before I got the Fitbit Surge, I had had a Garmin, I had had a Polar, and I liked them. They tracked like when I ran, but they didn't track workouts that I did. So they were single purpose. They also required you to wear a chest strap with them, which meant that and they were unisex, the chest straps. So they fit men and women, and you'd have to tighten it if you were a lady. And you, as a woman, because we have breasts, you didn't wear it above the chest, you wore it below the chest. Well, you can't make it tight enough, so as you sweat and you're running, it would slide down to your waist, because I'd have it on the tightest setting and it still wasn't tight enough. So it wouldn't track my heart rate accurately, because it wouldn't stay in place because I couldn't get it tight enough. So that is why I went to the Fitbit Surge. The Fitbit Surge had come out and it had the heart rate on the wrist for measuring your heart rate, so you wouldn't have to wear a strap. The first generation Apple did not have that. You still had to link up to a chest strap. So that is the reason why I picked the Surge, the Fitbit Surge, over the Apple Watch the first time around. This is my second Fitbit Surge. I had the first one for a year, and the battery was dying on it. It wouldn't hold a charge. I was emailing back and forth with the Fitbit support team, and they were seeing that it wasn't holding a charge. So till they got around to, till we did everything and tried to figure it out and they got around to it, I was out of the 1-year warranty. But because I had opened the consultation with them before my warranty was up, they did honor the 1-year warranty, and they replaced my Fitbit Surge for free for me. At that point, the Apple One Series watch had come out. It had the GPS, but it was in the early stages still. So it was now like the Fitbit, where you didn't have to wear the chest strap, but you and it would track GPS without, no wait, did it track the GPS? No, you had to carry your phone with the Apple One series. So it would track it, but you had to carry your phone with you to be able to track it. So I ended up getting Fitbit to replace the Surge. So I got a second Surge. By the time I got it, we were into October, October of 2016. And this one lasted me for 8 months. Come the end of May, I was noticing that the screen wasn't swiping for me. Like I couldn't get into the settings. I couldn't get in and change it from the activities. It would do hike, run, workout. It was very limited on your activities list, but it wouldn't switch. Like if I was at the gym and I was doing a workout, I couldn't switch over to a run setting. So when I disconnected it from the charge, whatever it was set for, if it was set for run, I couldn't switch to the activities setting to be able to do a workout, and I couldn't figure out why until one morning when it was dark and I was putting it on to go out for a run, and it lit up, but the whole house was dark. I noticed that there were sweat marks, water marks in the top and the bottom of my Surge. And that is when I realized, and every time I work out, I take it off, I wipe it down, but it literally dry rotted on the back. There are screws where the bands attach, and the screws ended up, the band itself ended up dry rotting around the screws from all of my sweat, and the band lifted from the case itself. And when I would sweat, the sweat would roll down and it would get into the back of the watch. And I noticed when I put it on the one morning and it was dark, all of the wet marks, and I realized that that is why my screen wasn't swiping and changing from activities, from a workout to a run. But at this point, like I said, it was 8 months. Fitbit's great. They honor, you get a year warranty with them, and they honor it. They were willing to replace it for me and give me a brand new one, or give me 50% off of any other product on their website if I wanted a different product instead. The general problem with the Fitbit was that, for me, was that it's not waterproof. And at the time, neither was the Apple Watch. Here's the game changer. This one's still not waterproof. The Fitbit is not waterproof. So if you sweat, and I sweat, when I work out, when I run, I always carry a hand towel with me to wipe the sweat. That I sweat bad. I sweat so bad that I ruin headphone connections because I sweat and it rolls down into my ears. And I do the best at wiping as I can, but electronics and gadgets don't hold up to how much I sweat. That's the major problem with the Fitbit. It is not waterproof. So Apple finally came out with a Series 2 Apple Watch, and it is waterproof. And it is freaking awesome. I said, that's it. I'm getting it. I want it. I am tired of having things for less than a year and them not holding up to the activities that I do. It's very frustrating to have something, to have it work for so many months, and then all of a sudden you go to put it on, you go to do something, and it doesn't work anymore. I've only had the Apple Watch for a month. I got it at the beginning of June, and I absolutely love it. It is waterproof. You can swim with it. It's only waterproof up to, I think it's 50 meters. So it's not like you can go scuba diving with it. I don't dive down to the bottom of the swimming pool. I do swim, and I swim laps. So it's awesome because you can lock the screen when you're in swim mode, and it will, when you're swimming and your arms are moving, the water hitting the screen will not change the screen and mess with the settings on there. So you lock it, but it's waterproof, so there's no way for it to get in. You can wear headless headphones with it, and sync your music to the watch, so that when you go out and go for a run or do your workout, you don't have to carry your phone with you, because your wireless headphones talk directly to the Apple Watch, and you can control your music through your watch. Now, of course, everything that you put on your Apple Watch phone and you do is going to eat the battery life. They already tell you that you'll only get a day's battery life out of it. Unless you're using it hard, you might not even get a day out of it. I know I ran this morning. I did 6.5 miles and I had the GPS on. My battery is at, I did that at 6 o'clock this morning. My battery, and it is, right now it is 10 after 12. My battery is at 70%. I think when I come back from the run, it was at 78%. I did my yoga and I have been doing stuff around the house, so I'm down to 70%. When you use GPS, when you use the music, it is putting more stress on the battery life. So the more stuff that you have going on with your watch, the quicker your battery is going to die, and GPS eats it up. So I had the GPS on for, like I said, 6.5 miles. So that was it was over an hour, probably an hour and 10 minutes that I was using the GPS. So it is a strain on the battery, and that's the one thing that you do have to consider. But that being said, if you then know that you're going to have some downtime, you can always take the watch off and charge it, or, you know, at some point you're not going to be doing something with your watch. It's not like you're going to be running it that hard all day long. I run and go, I walk dogs, I swim and play in the pool with our golden, I am working in the kitchen, and I haven't had my watch die on me yet. In a full day, I can make it to the end of the day and plug it into the charger, and I'm still at 30%. I think the one day when I first got it and I was figuring it out, setting it up and playing with it, I think by like 8 o'clock in the evening I was down to 10% or something, and it was telling me I needed to charge it. But that was because I was putting apps on my phone or on my watch. I was doing the watch face that I wanted on there. They have all different kinds of watch faces that you can do. We'll get into the apps here in a little bit. But the major thing was it's waterproof. So that being said, the Fitbit band cannot be changed. This is what you get. You can get an orange one, you can get a blue one, and you can get a black one. And that's what you get. The Apple Watch, you can change the bands on them. Now, like I said, I got the Apple Watch for $2.99 because I got it on sale. And they don't always have those kinds of deals. So when you see one, jump on it, because that was huge. And I'm sure when they release the Apple 3 series that they're talking about releasing, that's what my son keeps saying. He works at Best Buy. He said that it will, the price of the Apple Series 2 will drop, because 3 will be the choice that everybody will want, the newest, the latest, and the greatest. This does everything right now that I want it to do. So we'll see till the Apple 3 series comes out. Like I said, it has way more activities on it. So in the activities, you can do just a regular workout. I think they call it other. You can do an indoor run and outdoor run. So if you're running on a treadmill, you can set it for an indoor run, and it changes because your pace and everything. You've got a belt running you, so you're running on a belt. So it does change, where the Fitbit doesn't have as many options. It has an elliptical setting. I think the Fitbit has that. It has a rowing setting, which the Fitbit doesn't have. So when I would do the indoor rower at the gym, it would not track, the Fitbit wouldn't track everything for the rower, because the Fitbit is tracking movement, steps, stuff like that. So when I put it into like workout, it wouldn't track, like if I was doing push-ups, it wouldn't really keep track of that to let you know. So if you're looking for a step tracker and not a workout tracker, the Fitbit works because it's like a glorified pedometer. It's gonna track a little bit more than just a regular pedometer that's gonna track your steps. It will track a little bit more. The Apple Watch just does even more. So it does the stair climber, elliptical, rowing machine, and not just the rowing machine, but like the laps, like the swimming. You can do open water, you can do laps in a pool, you can set it for a time, like if I am pressed for time and I say I just want to go get 30 minutes in of a good swim, I can set it and it will tap on my wrist when my 30 minutes are up and let me know, because I have goggles on. There's no watch, there's no clock at the pool, so I can't see what time it is. My watch will let me know that. It's all right here on me. The headphones are not waterproof, so it's not like you could swim with the headphones, and you still couldn't swim with music. I don't, that might be the next thing that Apple changes, I'm not sure. So activities, it does a lot with the activities. So if you're looking for a watch that's gonna do all of that and then some, that the Apple Watch has it all. I think it does bike rides, it does indoor and outdoor cycling. The only thing that's not on there that I do is I rollerblade. I don't think there's a rollerblade setting on there. Who knows, maybe they'll add that in one of the next updates, I'm not sure. But it has just about everything on there that I could want as far as an activity setting goes. Walking, running, everything that, rowing, everything I've found. I really like it. Let's move on from there. So I covered price, I covered, the Fitbit is a 1-year warranty. The Apple Watch, I got an extended warranty on it, so I paid $49.99 and got 2 years, no questions asked. If anything happens to it, they will replace it for free, not fix it, nothing else. You take it in, you have your warranty, and if I hit it with a dumbbell or I fall off my bike or something stupid and I crack the face of it, I take it in, and because of the warranty that I purchased with it, I can get a new one, a brand new one. If for some reason the battery's dying quicker than normal, I can take it in and they will give me a new one. So I like the idea of paying the extra $50 for the 2 years. It's $25 a year. You can't beat that. No questions asked. So that's perfect for me. If I don't get 2 years out of this watch, I don't know that I'll get 2 years out of any of them. As hard as I abuse them, I'm not sure. We'll see. Like I said, it's only been a month that I've had it. Watch bands. You can change the watch bands on these. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. You can change the colors. I have it black and blue to match my leggings today. They're blue. The watch that I got is the silver faced watch. So it's black face, but it's silver around the edge. There's gold, there's all kinds of colors. You can go on and look on the Apple website. I chose this one. I did like the ceramic one. It's beautiful, but it is like $1,100. And I'm not paying $1,100 for any watch. So not that I'm going to sweat in anyway. So I got the silver because I think it's easier to match colors to it. The gold, any type of band that you get that might have, I think gold is harder to match, and the rose gold is super hard to match because everybody's got a different color for rose gold. Some of it's champagne looking, so I thought, no, I'm gonna go with the silver, because even if I do like a dressier watch band and it's got some gold in it, it will complement the silver around the face, will complement it way better than if I were to do gold, because everybody's gold is different. So you can have gold on a watch band and not be the same as gold around the face of the band. The Apple brand watch brands are freaking expensive. I got the white athletic Nike band with the watch. And to do different Nike bands, they are $49.99. They're $50 a pop. You can go online. I got the black and blue one and 3 other colors. So I got a 4-pack of them for $28 on Amazon. I got a really light blue colored one with the darker blue holes in the center, and it was $13.99. So you can get single watch bands, ranging from $10 up to $20, and you can get multi-packs for $28 to $35, $38, I've found. These bands are different. I don't have my other band here, but it has the pin in the center, and you feed it through and slap it into place. I'll put that on there. I'll superimpose a video there. These ones are regular bands, and I wanted to see how they would hold up. These are easier to get on. Once you get the hang of adjusting the night bands, they're not bad. It just took me a day fiddling with it to get it to where I could do it with one hand and not be struggling with it. I was breaking a sweat trying to put it on when I first got it. But I wanted to see how the cheaper ones would hold up. I've worn them into the swimming pool. We have a saltwater swimming pool because we have a golden that likes to swim, and the chlorine messes with her skin. So I have worn it into our saltwater swimming pool, and I want to see how long before they start tarnishing on me with all of my sweat and the swimming. So we'll see. Like I said, I've only had it for a month, so I'll update this in a couple of months and let you know if I still am enamored with it as much as I am now. So I covered the activities that it does just for working out. My other favorite thing about this watch, which my son Robert, the oldest one who works at Best Buy, told me I was going to love about it, was it will do notifications on here. You can have it do everything. You can have it do Twitter, you can have it do Instagram, you can have it do your emails, you name it, you can have it do it. But again, the more your watch does, the faster you drain the battery. So keep that in mind. I didn't want it for emails and all of that stuff. I wanted it for the text, because I don't carry my phone. I don't always have a pocket. I have no pockets today. I will not put it in a bra strap. I will not tuck it into pants. And even shorts that I wear, some of my shorts, the pockets aren't deep enough to fit a phone. I would be afraid that I would lose it. It would fall out of my pocket. I carry it in my handbag, my pocketbook, and I have it on vibrate because I just don't want to be hearing it. So therefore, I don't feel it. So I don't know when people text me. I don't know what's going on. If I'm at the house and I forget to pull it out of my purse, then it's in there ringing and doing all of its things, and nobody ever can get a hold of me because I don't have it on my person. The watch is on my wrist, so I can be in the kitchen, I can be baking, I can be cooking, I can be doing laundry or whatever, and I don't have to have my phone with me. And if I get a text, it will come through as a notification on here. I can answer it with simple answers on the watch. At the person like who texts me, I can scroll down and there are canned answers like yes and yay and no and thank you, and I'll scroll through that. And you just hit one of them and let them know. And then if you want something longer, then you hit your home button and you pull up Siri, and then you tell Siri, just like you do on your phone, you tell Siri to text whoever the individual is, and what you dictate what you want her to text to them, and it's all hands-free. So if I'm working with gloves on, which I do periodically because of my dairy allergy, I'm working with, and my peanut allergy, I'm working with gloves because I'm still handling that food, but I can't touch it. So I can use a knuckle and I can hit the big bezel on the side, and I can do everything without pulling my gloves off, which I know sounds trivial, but at Christmas time when I'm doing 4,000 cookies and I'm rolling them and I'm getting texts coming through and people want stuff, I don't have to continually pull off gloves to answer questions. I'm going to test it out this Christmas when I'm doing all my Christmas cookies, and I'm going to see if it works and how good it works and whether or not I still like it for that reason. But at this point I do. I was doing yoga the other day and my husband was running the middle one and he was coming back and he wanted to let me know he was on his way back, and I was in the middle of yoga and it popped up on my wrist as I was in my downward dog, and I was able to just hit OK and keep going through my flow, and I didn't have to stop, I didn't have to unlock a phone, I didn't have to pull up the texting and get him on there and type anything in. It was just one click, one button, and it was freaking awesome. So I didn't miss a beat. I didn't have to pause my yoga video or anything. So it's great. It's great when you're driving. Again, I don't put my phone in a cup holder. I don't have it on my lap. It's literally in my purse on the seat. I don't hear it ring. I don't feel it vibrate because it's nowhere near me. But if somebody texts me and I'm driving, all I have to do is flip my wrist over and I can see the text come through. And if it's not important, I don't worry about it. If it is, I can always pull over and I can figure out what's going on. And I don't think I've ever had an emergency where I've been driving that I feel the need that I need to text while I'm driving. So I like it for that reason. It's just awesome to have. And I know it's not a big thing for guys because guys have deep pockets and they put their phones in their pockets and they feel them all the time. So it's not a big deal. But if you're a girl and you are dressed up and you don't want to, you have nowhere to put your phone, or it's in a handbag or whatever, you don't have to worry about it anymore because it'll come through on there. And you go through your settings on your phone and you choose what's going to come through on your watch and what you're going to choose not to come through. We live in Florida. We have crazy weather down here. Storms pop up, come out of nowhere. I'm out swimming with the dog. It's nice. I get a weather alert on there when there's a storm coming. So because I'll look and I'll say, oh, there's nothing happening. And then in the middle of the summertime in Florida, we get these crazy storms that just sort of bloom. They don't blow in, they just bloom up out of nowhere. It's nice to have it. You're in the pool and it taps you on the wrist and it lets you know, hey, there's some crazy weather coming. I can put the weather app on there if I want to, and it'll give me a detail hour by hour. I don't want to eat the battery up that way. I save the battery life, but I do let weather alerts come through for that reason. So you pick and choose. That's what's cool about it. And there's all kinds of apps. There are timers on there. So I have the Gym Boss timer. I love my Gym Boss timer. I don't wear it on me anymore because I did a video on that. I sweat bad. Even though I'd open it up and I'd wipe it out, the residual water that was in there would literally get in and erode the batteries and the timers would die on me. So when you see me in the videos, the timer is usually on the floor. It's not on me because I sweat so much that I've even used the silicone rubber coatings that go over them, and it seems to trap the moisture in there and it seems to make it even worse. So sweating is a big thing for me, so I try not to keep anything on me that I'm going to ruin or damage through my sweat. But the timers are on the Apple Watch, and again, it will eat your time. So if you have your workout running and you plan on doing a timed workout and you're going to use it on your watch, know that you're going to eat more of your battery life by having both of those things going. But if you're going to go home and you're going to jump in the shower, you can take it off, you can charge it while you're in the shower, while you're getting cleaned up or whatever. You don't have to worry about it dying if you're going to be going for a long time through the day and you know, you can do it that way. That's the other thing, because it is waterproof, you can wear it in the shower. You lock the screen on here, and I will show you that setting. There's a little water droplet, and if you lock it, it will lock your screen in place so that when you're moving in the water, like you're washing your hair or something, every time the water hits the screen, it's not going to be making it move and making it go. So it won't eat the battery. It won't change your screen setting when you lock it in place. And then when you want to unlock it, you roll the bezel, the big home button, you roll it, and it will do like a splash, and it'll make this crazy noise letting you know that you've unlocked the screen, and now you can use your screen and get to your other settings. So I take my watches off and everything when I get a shower, because I like to clean everything, but some people wear theirs in the shower, and that's totally fine if you want to do that. But know that you can lock it in place so that you're not messing with your screen. So I've covered texting. You can get phone calls on here. The speaker isn't loud enough. You're not going to want to answer, but it's nice. I have it set so that whoever's calling, it shows up. It's a caller ID on my watch so that I know if it's important, I can grab my phone and I can answer it. Otherwise, I can just let it go to voicemail and go, you know, deal with it later. It's great because you can put as many apps on the screen as you want. And mine is very generic, and I'll show you a better picture of it. But you have to have the Apple settings on there. So Apple has the activity tracker, the sport tracker, anything that is an Apple, a general Apple thing like Apple News and stuff like that. I think you can turn the notifications off, but they'll remain on the screen. They're not ones that you can delete. And then you can add other ones to it, like if you want to do a step tracker. I have the step tracker on here, so I know how many steps I'm taking in a day. That one, you upload the app and then you put it on your screen, and then it's cool because you can rearrange your screen and put all of the ones that you do in the center of the screen, so that when it comes on, they're the ones that you pull up the most. So you can customize the screen to how you want it, and it's awesome. I know that sounds trivial, but when you're going to be doing a lot of stuff, I don't know, maybe you're a big, maybe you do Twitter a lot because of your job or whatever, and that is the thing that you're going to use it for the most. Well, that can be, my center one is the clock, because I want it on the clock. But maybe you don't care about the clock. Maybe it's Twitter, and you have Twitter in the center, so that when it comes up, that is the big icon that you see the most, and that's the one that you're going to hit the most. So whatever it is that you hit the most, you want them in the center. All the outliers can be things that you're going to pull from here and there. The dock, it lets you put it lets you save 10 apps in the dock, and then you hit your lower button, and then you can swipe through all the things that you have queued up in the dock. So when I go for my workouts in the morning, I have my activities queued up in the dock. I have my music queued up in the dock. I have my step app queued up in the dock. They're the three biggest ones that I have. Sometimes I'll have a timer queued up depending on what I'm going to do. If I'm going to do some type of a hit or a jump rope, sometimes I do jump rope as a warm up or final killer cardio part. If I don't want to get on a cardio machine, I'll pull up a timer. That way I have it there. And that way you don't have to go into the home button, find it on there. You already have it queued up in your dock, and then you just hit your button and scroll over and you find it and you tap on it and you start it. So it's really very, very, very convenient. I love the dock. So like I said, you can set up 10 in your dock to have open at one time. Again, the more you have in the dock open, the more of the battery is going to get chewed up. So if you're not doing anything, when I'm at the house and I'm not doing a workout or whatever, it just might be my texting is queued up in the dock. I swipe and clear out my music so that it's not queued up, because if it's queued up in the dock, I'm not sure if it's going to eat up a lot of the battery, because that's a lot of data in there. So I just wipe them out. And then the next morning, for whatever I'm doing, I just load them on. I know what I'm going to do and what I want open in my dock, and it's just a matter of going into your main face page and picking the ones that you want loaded into your dock. So, and if there's ones that you always, like I always want my activity in there, you can go in and set them on your phone that they're the ones that you always want in your dock. All the other ones you can open and close as need be, but the other ones you can preset and have them set so that they are, you don't have to fiddle with them. You just tap it and it's there and you're ready to go. I think the big game changer will be my husband and my oldest son were watching the when Tim Cook come on and talked about the new Apple III and what was in the works. I think the biggest thing for the next one will be the glucose monitoring. It is really going from an activity gadget to a health-related gadget. The glucose monitoring is for people with diabetes who need to check their blood sugars. And if you know of anybody or you are one, you know that you have to prick your finger and do a blood thing, and it tests and it tells you how your sugar is and keeps track of all that. The new Apple Watches, I don't think the Series 2 is going to do it. I think they told me the Series 3, they're talking about it for the platform, will actually track and monitor your glucose so that you won't have to constantly prick your finger and test. It's going to, all those biometrics are going to be in the watch. So it will, I guess it will notify you when it's when your blood sugar is off, when it's low, when you need to eat something. I don't know because it's not out yet, but these are the speculations, what they were talking about when they were talking, when they did the, what was that? It was about a month ago when I ended up getting the Apple Watch, was when they did when they released that video talking about all the stuff that's coming that they have in the works for Apple, all the new stuff. But like I said, that's not with the Apple II Series watch. It does track, you key in your heart, you key in your age, your weight, your height, resting heart rate. It tracks all of that stuff, so that if you are on a machine at the gym, I know they're not accurate. You can key in your weight on the machine, but that's really, some of them will let you key in your age as well, but that's really all they track, and it's pretty much a general thing. So you get an idea of how many calories you're burning, but it's usually higher than what you're actually burning. So people have this notion, this preconceived notion that, oh, I'm going to burn 800 calories on the treadmill. Well, they're not looking at it. It's probably 800 miles if you're doing that pace for an hour. They're not looking at how many they're actually burning. So it's deceiving. So people think they're burning more calories than they are, so they're eating more, and they wonder why they're not getting any fitter. It's the trackers on those are not on any of the fitness machines, the elliptical, the stair climber, the treadmill, whatever it is not as accurate and as if you were gonna wear, whether it be the Fitbit or the Apple Watch or whatever you're gonna wear, it will track it and be a little more accurate, and it's gonna be less, more than likely, because it's gonna have all of your details in there. It's going to know that you are a female. It's going to know that you are, how much you weigh, how old you are, how tall you are. So it's taking all that into account. The activities are nice if you go and you run outside. When you're done with your run, you pull up the activity and you scroll down through the bottom, and it will literally show you a map of where you ran, and it will tell you along the map what your pace is. So in general, when you run, it'll tell you that your average pace was like a 10-minute mile. When you pull it up and do the details on it, it will tell you at all of the different places what your pace was. So when I run the one way in our development, we have a bridge that you run up over, and it's pretty steep, and it will tell you, you know, what your pace is up the bridge, down the bridge on the other side, so your pace gets faster as you're running downhill. So if you're tracking that for training purposes, maybe you're gonna run a marathon or something like that, then you'll be able to track it and figure out, is my pace getting better as I run up this hill? Maybe you're doing sprints up the hill for training or something, and you want to see if your time is getting better. It tracks all of that along the way so that you know, and you can keep track of it and figure out whether or not you're improving or not improving. So it's generally, I love it. That's all I can say about it. I love, 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 love it. So if you get a chance, check one out, go into a store, play around with it. I know most of the places, most of the stores let you handle them, let you check them out. It took me 2 years with the Fitbit before I decided that I wanted to have the Apple Watch, and it took them bringing it into a waterproof mode, and we're gonna see how it holds up to me and my crazy workouts and my crazy sweating. And I will do an update in a couple of months and let you know what I think of it. But at this point, I love, love, love it. And that's all I have to say. So I hope this helped. If you liked my video, thumbs up it. Leave any comments, questions below. If I missed anything, I am not an expert on this. These are the things that I do with it. I know it does way more than this. It all depends on how you want to use it and what you want to do with it. So let me know what you think. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. We are going to do a crazy hard workout tomorrow. And if you're here in the United States, happy 4th of July. Be safe. And it's our Independence Day, so celebrate responsibly and have a great one. See ya.